I'm interested in trying to make my own chicken food. And something that I know that I'm really bad at is if I just don't start, then I'll never do. Perfect is the enemy of done, so I'm just doing this. I asked my wife to go to Bread Becker's, which is a local company that basically helps people make their own bread and buy some stuff. So it's human quality and organic, which means my food is going to be super expensive, but as a test run, whatever, I'm just trying to get this done. So I'm gonna put a scoop or two of all of these, so it's hard red, wheat, barley, corn, and some more wheat, and some rolled oats. And then I did an experiment a long time ago, which I totally forgot about when I was looking for some beans. I did a vacuum seal on some beans. Looks like they're in 2010, so they're super old. And I've got some hemp protein, so I'm just gonna mix those in there with it. I'm gonna put a scoop, I got my scooper here, and then I'm going to try to ferment it. So it's gonna sit in this bucket, and I'm gonna do the bucket method. I'll give you an example of what's happening as I go. So I'm just gonna open these up and dump them straight in. I can't do it while I film, so I'm gonna turn this off for a sec. Okay, so I also added some millet and some flaxseed and some sunflower, not that much. The vacuum sealed 13-year-old pinto beans look pretty good, and then I'm just mixing it all together. I'm gonna put water in this and then let it sit for a bit and feed them, so I will show you that next. I really need somebody to come film while I do stuff, but here's the mixture of food. I'm just gonna fill it up with water, nothing fancy. I'm gonna fill it up over the top. It's pretty cold out here, so I doubt it's gonna get algae or mold or fungus or any of that. It's not the right weather, but I know that it will evaporate. Plus this will keep the birds from jumping in there. So I'm gonna fill it up, and it's gonna sit there for 3 days. Eventually I'm gonna have 3 buckets. I'm gonna pour them out, and the last bucket will have holes in it, and it'll drain, and then I'll try to feed them that and see how it goes. So today is Saturday the 4th. All right, day 2, I'm going to add a scoop or 2 scoops of each of these and then a little bit of those guys into this bucket, mix it around, and I got some scraps from last night. We'll see how this goes. I know it's not very scientific, but it's a start, and perfect is the enemy of done. Got the bucket back outside here with the other, filling it up with water. I'll top this guy off. Got my other 2 buckets ready. I think in one of the videos I watched, they were actually pouring it from one to the other. I don't remember why. Maybe I'll do that. Scraps go out, they'll come eat it. The ducks, obviously, love water. You know, the old joke. Take to water or they take to it like a duck to water. All right, I got the 3rd bucket filled up, and I'm gonna put some water in it in a moment. This was the first bucket, and it sucked up all of that water, so I'm gonna add more, and I'll top this guy off too. Eventually what I'll end up doing is having 3 buckets going, and then I will pour, I guess on the 4th day, pour it in this guy to drain out and then feed it to him. I made this particular bucket a double batch, so we'll see how that works out as well. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up. Thanks to all the videos out there, I had made my own food. This is the stuff I have let soak for 3 days, and then I poured out. I don't actually see that it was kind of germinating. It did soak up the water, so it is easier to eat. Well, I assume it's easier to eat. I don't really eat this stuff. So I might let it go a little bit longer and see if I can get them. Actually, the beans look like they might have been almost sprouting. See if I can get them to sprout. So the guys are eating it. They seem to like it, which is good enough for me. Of course, it is super expensive because we bought human style organic, which it's not what was intended, but whatever, you learn every time, right? So these guys are doing all right. I had some more coyotes and hawks take out chickens, and as I said a long time ago, I tried to breed more so I could donate to the buffet of nature, because I can't beat them. I have tried to beat the predators, and it just doesn't work. All right, this is 1 week of doing this system of feeding my own birds, and the formula has changed a little bit here and there. I don't know if that's that important. My guys do get to free range a lot, so they can eat whatever they want, really. But what I have started doing is I take This is a day 1 bucket. That's 2, 3, and 4. So this is day 1. This bucket's got holes in it. I've just been putting it on top, and then, oh, I can't do it while filming, but pouring this guy in there. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So it'll get some of the fermentation. And you can smell it, it's definitely fermented. I let it sit out to see if it would do any sprouting, so it was full of water, see if I could get it to sprout. And the answer is no. So I'll show you what, I'll get the ducks real quick. So for the ducks, if you're interested in ducks, maybe I should make a video on ducks. I just like raising ducks. So when the predators take them, that'll be the last ducks we do. So this is the food that's out. And yeah, it's got little sprouts on it, so I was wrong. So letting it sit out for a day has been helpful. Here's the other, I guess, line of it that I put out. You can see all the beans. They did not like the beans, so yeah, I guess I won't do that anymore. We'll see. I did throw some in this garden I got up here. And of course, a little dead mouse in there. But well, anyway, let me go pour this in and I'll try to splice all these videos together. So I poured this bucket into here. This guy's got the holes. So some of that fermentation water will go down there. It's just gonna drip in. See that? And I'll set it off to the side. Let that air out for a day. So this is bucket 1. So then I'll rinse this guy out and refill it up. Actually, maybe I won't rinse it out because it's got the stuff in it that I want. I'll try that. So is it worth it? I don't know. The whole idea was, can I feed them what I really want to feed them? Is it that complicated? The answer is no. They eat pretty much anything. Of course, my guys eat, they free range, which can be a problem because the predators eat a lot of mine. I think I mentioned before, I was trying to defeat the predators with technology. So I got some cameras up, and that didn't really work. I thought it would notify me, and it didn't notify me really at all. So, well, it did sort of, but I just couldn't be around enough time. So I thought, well, I'll breed more and just know that the hawks and the coyotes are gonna take some, which sucks, but I mean, I guess that's what happens.